We're at Ann Walsh's house here in Minneapolis, and we're looking into the city sewer from her main line. And as we pull it back, you can see this last connection. Let's try to get a better visual, but there's a break in the pipe right there. You can see the existing pipe that was there. That's another good visual right there.
Can you describe that a little more, what we're seeing there?
So right now, there's a break in the pipe where water is starting to drain through that area and build up, as you can see. And it's almost draining into the dirt at that point. And this is risking collapse, meaning the pipe would basically collapse on itself and clog up, and the only solution at that point would be digging it up. Yeah, that's not a good issue. And of course it's at that last connection right before we hit the city sewer.
What is the orange that we're seeing there?
This is the clay.
Okay, so that is.
This is just the material pipe, yeah. Oh, you can get a good visual on that break coming back here. Oh, of course. We know where the spot of that break is. I'm going to keep bringing the camera backwards to see the state of the line going back. As you can see, it drops into the city sewer from there. We're in 6-inch clay tile pipe. It's an outdated form of pipe. It's notorious for root intrusion. It's essentially pottery at this point. In each connection, there's just a rubber gasket holding it together.
Oh, and that's why in a couple places there was a shift because the gasket wasn't holding. Is that
correct? The gasket does give out over time. You can see it at times. It's just a black, slimy, worm-looking thing. There's some cracking towards that right side of the pipe, but it's not a full break like we saw earlier on. And some root intrusion through that connection.
So not pretty, but it's that last 4-6 inch stretch.
Correct.
Where it's fully broke.
I mean, you'll see some more overgrown spots too as I bring it back.
Sure.
up there?
I mean, but yeah, your main issue in the pipe is that last connection where it's broken. And there's an offset right here that was pretty hard to get my camera over the first time. And I can see that being an issue. You can see water started puddling there. A lot of times toilet paper will catch onto that and start piling up, especially with the root intrusion too.
So next summer they're tearing up our streets and putting it down, and I think they're redoing the water intake pipe, but I don't think they're redoing the outtakes. I think that's what I've heard.
Right. That would be this. And I know a lot of places around here have been doing that, where they have like a 2-inch pipe kind of sitting on the sidewalk, and everybody's feeding through that temporarily until they do dig it up.
Yep,
Okay.
I've seen that.
Yeah. see this spot's pretty bad with roots. I mean, there's still a pathway for water, but for now.
And is that roots or is that toilet paper?
That's roots. A little bit of toilet paper, like these spots. That's a little bit of toilet paper, but most of that's roots. And the sewer was 87 feet at the point of that break. 87 feet out.
Okay.
There doesn't seem to be too much roots there, but regardless of what you do at the street, would you go through and scrape those roots?
Well, my concern is if we use a machine down this pipe that we make that break worse.
Sure.
Because we do have good machines that would be able to that have carbide blades, and you could scrape the edges of the pipe. I'm really scared of one of those carbide blades hooking onto that point of the break and making it worse. So I really do like to talk to management to see how we can handle this.
No, I was just not necessarily the order of doing it,
right?
But that you can still come back and
you can see this spot's pretty bad, and the roots start to like kind of fold over and follow the pipe here.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
You're not experiencing issues at that point though.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm just concerned about that point collapsing on you guys, basically.
Yeah.
And collapse is the point of no return.
In that, what?
What's that?
What is the point of no return?
You gotta dig it up.
Dig it up and replace.
And replace the pipe.
And if you dig up and replace part of it, would you replace all? Is it customary to replace all of the?
So there's ways we can do it. We can do a 10-foot spot repair, where we can just replace a 10-foot section and create like just a hole, or there's a trench. We can dig a trench and replace the whole pipe. Or there's also a solution where we can do a trenchless liner, where we can shoot basically a pipe, a new epoxy resin, basically that seals around the edge and basically leaves you with a new pipe inside your pipe. But again, I'd like to talk to management before I give you the full solutions. Well, that concludes our camera inspection. We're using a clean out axis down by the water meter here in the basement.